Well, welcome back to the Shifting Gears podcast, and I'm the Junk Man. Of course, on the phone we have Skull Crusher. We're out there live on YouTube, my main channel this week. We're on Facebook and Twitch. We got the chats going, and so we can read your comments and everything. And if you got questions and whatnot, um, feel free to just comment in the chat, and we'll get a conversation going. And and before we got started here, I kind of cut him off, but we were talking about the streaming setup that we do here, and since I use Restream, for those of you that don't know what that is, it's a service that allows me to stream out onto multiple platforms at a time. And in this case, I'm on my Twitch channel, I'm on my Facebook page, my public Facebook page, and in this case, my main YouTube channel. So hopefully you guys are joining in. Normally, I am on my second channel when we talk about this stuff, but this topic I wanted to put it out there to my main channel and see. So you, unless you're not subscribed to each channel, there, get out there. But anyway, we were kind of talking about this kind of stuff, and we were chatting about. I was saying like, I need to host your streams on Twitch, like figure out how to do that, like how to make it automatic, and then you do it the same. But you were talking about watch parties or something, and you know, I've been a little bit more I guess a little bit more up and up on some of this stuff because I actually run the stream here that we're doing for this little podcast. But I'm not familiar with watch parties on Twitch. You know, I was thinking kind of the old Mixer, you know, when we used to do that. Man, can we say we remember Mixer? You know, we're Mixer refugees or whatever. I know that's
Yeah,
like an old meme.
I definitely am. So
Yeah, you okay. Well, the pandemic hit, and then all of a sudden, you know, you're at home and you had time to stream over your lunch and whatnot, right? And you kind of
yeah,
figured it out, and then they take it away from you, or they
yeah.
shut it
Well, and
down. They don't take it away.
it was really integrated well with the Xbox,
Well,
obviously,
yeah,
because it was the
your
same
gaming
company.
system. Yeah, your gaming
But
system. I get that, and that's partly why it
eh,
did have a built-in user base. But I mean, again, Twitch and of course YouTube. We got to get you out on your YouTube channel. We'll figure that out later. But yeah. Anyhow, hosting streams and whatnot. How do you do that, or the watch party thing? I guess.
well, it's in your creator dashboard. Um, you've got different functions in there, like you can raid people afterwards, or you can I saw one that said host the watch party.
Okay. So is that like where you could just put the channel and then like when you'd go live, you just like you'd go live, my channel would automatically start streaming and grabbing it.
I
Because
That part I don't know.
that's how Mixer used to work. So like that's how you could sort of share audiences or whatever. I don't know. That's
Well, and we did, and we did. I mean, we shared with, like, not just between you and I. We shared with other streamers that
well, right. Yeah,
we
I
met
hosted
on
other
there.
ones. It was natural we would do other, but yeah. I'll have
And
to.
it would go to the person that was on there first, and it had a pecking order. So
Right.
so you could set who was at the top, and then it would look for each individual that was on your list. But it
Okay,
would
got it. I'm in the dashboard here. I'm gonna go look at this while while we're talking, and you know we'll get to our main topic
so,
here soon. But
well, and this kind of goes along with something else that I saw just a little bit ago. Did you I don't watch him, but did you hear about his name Stephen T? I think that's his creator channel on YouTube.
No, I'm not familiar. What's going on there? Some YouTube drama or
He
something?
he got hacked, and then they deleted his whole channel.
Well, that's happened from time to time on some other creators I watch. Um, Usually I know that that's happened where somebody impersonates, calls up, their cell carrier, impersonates them, gets them to send a SIM card, and then they can just kind of do that.
Oh yeah, I remember who you're
Without
talking
not
about. I
using
haven't seen him in a long.
not using
I haven't.
two-factor authentication, I guess. But was he an old Mixer refugee or?
No, I just it was a news story that I saw. He was a YouTube creator.
Okay, got it. Um, okay, I see this. Okay, I'm in Stream Manager. I see this watch party. Well, that's a little bit different. What do we do? Let me
Yeah.
see. Oh, you gotta like log into like your Amazon. That's that's like for movies, but I guess you could do streamer too. But
Well, I know you do streamers because I've seen it watching other channels.
okay,
Someone will host.
right,
It's usually kind of funny because you'll see them hosting, but they're like hosting a party of one.
yeah. Oh, now you know what? I went to the because I thought, well, oh, maybe it's in like streaming tools. Well, no, that's just different software. Is this where you downloaded Streamlabs?
Yes.
Okay, so you decided to go there rather than just the stock OBS, which I know a lot of people use
Well,
Streamlabs.
no, so I tried to do the stock OBS.
Yeah.
Because the message kept telling me to re-download it. So I uninstalled it and then I reinstalled it, and I was still having an issue.
Okay.
And then when you finally, we were talking about my issue, and you finally told me, well, maybe it was due to a file getting rid of a file. And I was
Possibly,
like, oh
yeah.
yeah, I forgot that Microsoft updated last week, and then that kind of dawned on me what was going on. Well, apparently OBS hasn't fixed their problem. I don't know.
Huh.
Because
well, see, I'm using the
I
stock
finally gave up
OBS right
on
now. I'm
it.
not having a trouble, but then again, I have not ran the updater on it, but usually it checks and tells me, oh, there's an OBS update. Well, it doesn't matter. I've heard Streamlabs is very good.
And that's what I'm kind of finding out is I like it a little bit better.
I wondered because
some of it is it's a little bit nicer for what I do for streaming. So.
Well, that's kind of what I think it's designed around. And like I said, I have it downloaded, but I goofed around with it. But I guess because I know the ins and outs of OBS, I found it a little confusing. But it's not that I couldn't figure it out. But like some of the setup stuff and like how I wanted to customize things was because it has like a built-in. I think you download it as a separate deal, but where you can have the separate chat too.
It has its own chat window. But like I guess my streams are probably pretty basic, and I figured out how to get my artwork and stuff in there for when I open the stream, and how to get the game capture and stuff. And so it was a nice easy fix. And the thing I like about it the most is like when I'm using the OBS Studio.
Yep.
You're the one that bugs me about it the most, about that I don't change my titles.
Yeah.
And
well, okay, the only reason I bug you about it, I'll let you finish, and I know we're going with this, but the only reason I bug you is just because it's like, well, that's the only way people can kind of find you. It's like, oh, I play whatever, or like this just chatting. Like if I put it as some game, it's like, well, somebody's gonna click on it. It's like, well, this
Yeah,
isn't the game, you know. I want
but
it.
you're talking about something different. When you say titles, I'm thinking of titles like what I called my stream. But
Right.
anyways, with that OBS Studio, you have to go into Twitch and change it
Yeah.
before, or at least I found before I actually start my stream
No,
for the
yes, you
day.
do.
Well,
Exactly, you do.
the Streamlabs takes care of that for you. So you just
I
you just start your stream, and then it's integrated in enough that it pops up the change your title for the day and what game
okay.
are you playing,
Well, that's
and so
handy.
it's a lot more user friendly for someone like me, especially like, this has been my complaint ever since they got rid of Mixer.
Right.
Is Mixer, and it was like we said, was very integrated because it's the same company. Well, it was very easy for someone like me to stream, and Twitch has not been the easiest. I'm slowly getting there, but it hasn't been the easiest to get going the way that I had
Yeah.
Mixer. And this is just something that just makes it a lot more Mixer like for me.
Well, that's good because, and maybe that's the part that I don't understand because I guess I understand how going live, like what I am doing here, each part is its own little separate thing, and now I'm granted, that's part like what I like about Restream is it has elements of that in the back end. I could take a screenshot for you, but I'm not gonna right now set it up. But it's like um, you can go down the line of each place you're distributing this and change your title, and it automatically updates it as long as you have it connected correctly. But still, you have to do it ahead of time. So I do that first because I'm like, okay, this is what I want to call it. It's like, okay, this is hopefully a catchy title, and people will run across it when they're scrolling and browsing or whatever if they're not subscribed. Um, and it'll do that. Now, depending on how I'm using YouTube, I sometimes have to go in the back end of YouTube and change it manually. In this case, I had to change it manually. But when I'm on my second channel, I don't have to do that. But still, OBS runs its own thing. It's like the video camera, and I'm hitting play, and then it's sending it out to Restream, and then Restream's branching it off after that. But sounds like the way Streamlabs works, as Mixer did, being integrated into the Xbox, is it puts that all in one spot, which, yes, for someone like you, and honestly probably for a more professional outfit, might be the way to go. I mean, I should actually probably look at it too. I could one stop shopping here, and it could change everything I want. But where I'm going on different platforms, I probably still have to do what I'm doing. So kind of six in
Yeah.
one hand, half dozen the other from me. But I'm glad it made it easier for you. Because the only thing, that the reason why I harp on you is it's well, not harp, but it makes it, if you're playing your Minecraft or your farming simulator, it makes it easier to find, to stumble upon you. It's like, okay, I'm a farm simmer too, or I like to watch farm sims. Okay, oh, this says farm sim, and then you click on it, and it's not farm sim. And that's where Mixer, like I said,
Yeah.
categorized everything for you and whatnot. But you know what? It's all just fun, so who cares, Um, but you had some viewers the other day, which was
Yeah, I made a comment, but then so I was on my Twitch channel looking at my previous ones anyways, because I need to download this weekend's there was I will say the whole thing wasn't necessarily funny, but there was some funny clips in there, and I want to cut them out and
So
put them on my
do a
YouTube channel.
mashup or something. That'd be good for your main
Yeah,
YouTube
and
channel.
so most of the time, I'd say average. I do this on the weekends, on Saturday and Sunday, and I I have maybe 2 viewers usually. Um, which one of them is actually me because I'm actually running it on my TV as I'm
Right.
streaming so that I can keep my chat room, and so that one doesn't count. And then um, the other one's usually you and your son.
Yeah, he likes to
Um,
watch you
but
farm sim.
but and I think he saw some of what was kind of crazy this weekend that was kind of funny.
uh,
But
Probably. That's the only time I let him watch something kind of unsupervised on the internet, I guess. Um, is
but
your
uh
farm
but
sim.
I but on my weekends, like there's been a couple weekends, and this one was one too, where I had like 6 viewers this weekend, and
Wow.
there was another weekend a couple weekends ago I had 7, and um now I was able to kind of watch from my TV channel, was kind of flipping it over to see where the viewers were, and
Right.
where I was at on views. So they were just popping in and out of my room, but I need to look into something like Nightbot so that maybe like, because that would be something else like we had on Mixer, and you and I both had this bot,
Yep.
but it would welcome you into the room, so then when I'm looking in the chat room, I can actually see when someone's viewing,
Right.
because the Nightbot would
Well,
wake up and
speaking of
and
that,
say something.
I do have. I think this is a subscriber. I don't over on YouTube asking me, "Where's the Micro Machines track?" And yeah, thank you for joining in over there on YouTube.
You know what? I've bugged him about that too. So
Yeah, well, actually, the old Micro Machine track, um, it me and my son were playing with it and everything, and making it run. And actually, I dismantled it. I tore it down. I was gonna make a whole uh, like racing series thing, but I just couldn't get enough cars to run well enough because Micro Machines are just the wheels are so small. They weren't the manufacturing tolerances uh, aren't near what they need to be for consistent operation. So,
well, I was looking when I watched it. I was like, I can't believe you got the Micro Machine to do that.
well, well, that was taking them apart, putting a lot of graphite in there, and then running it, um, uh, and only certain cars ran well because my Micro Machines, they're old. Some of them got run in the dirt, so there was, you know, 30 whatever 40 almost 40-year old dirt in there now. um and Anyway, but I took it apart because I needed the room. I It was just a fun little project, and I just guess I kind of lost interest. The diecast racing that I watch, which is what sort of inspired it, um it just some other channels exploded, and I was like, you know what, I just don't have the time to put in and make the videos. I mean, I have a hell of a time uh getting out the videos that I really want to make. I've been making some shorts here and there, just of kind of what I'm working on, which sort of segues into what I'm working on. And the title of this stream is DIY auto repair, and we can kind of jump back and forth. That's what the Shifting Gears podcast is all about. But I'm actually working on my new to me car, uh, my GMC, and putting all new suspension under it. Basically, if it has rubber in it or moves up and down, I'm replacing it. So That means lower control arms, struts, sway bar bushing, sway bar end links, tie rod inner and outer tie rod ends. Well, I'm gonna put brakes all the way around. They're not gone, but they probably got 10 or maybe 10,000 or so more miles left in them. They're just warm. They're getting there. They're not on the squealers or anything, but well, shocks in the rear because it has shocks in the rear, not struts, but and bushings all there. I'm not gonna put wheel bearings in it yet because they're fine. They're not growling or anything. Doing that, and then I can send it off to the alignment shop. So anyway, that's what I've been doing. And a lot of people would say, well, why don't you make a video on it? Well, there's a lot of good videos of doing exactly what I'm doing. I did make a video a couple years ago on a different car on how to do it and some tricks for that specific model range of models. But so I just making a couple of shorts about it, just what I'm working on. I figure if people have questions, they can, you know, comment on the videos. But you know, these Monday night streams is about as much time as I can budget for getting some of this stuff out right this second. And that's circling back around to the Micro Machine track. That's really where what happened and why I needed the space, and it just got to the point where either I was going to have to start modifying the cars, like adding weight and stuff, which is fine. Diecast racing does that, but I guess I didn't want to have to try to open them all up and mess around. And my little automated car return thing, it worked pretty good. Like I said, it was very just proof of concept of it. I was going to always make it look like an actual road, and it pulled them up there. But it had some issues too. Not all only certain cars worked really well for it. So just kind of, again, just kind of needed the space and lost a little interest in it. And I was like, realized that just wasn't gonna I wasn't gonna be able to make the videos. I mean, I could have made some kind of real crummy videos, but that's not what I want to do. I want to make the highest quality I can. I don't want to make a video just for the sake of making a video out there. I want it something I'm enjoying doing. That's why we're doing this. I really enjoy it, and there's a few people watching, so they must enjoy it too. So two things.
Something. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. Well, so it kind of ties in a little bit, I guess.
Some you may not have known that I did this last winter is I was actually in a Hot Wheels tournament for that. Hot Wheels racing tournament.
Where was this? I guess I didn't know.
It was a local shop here in my town.
Okay.
A guy that I used to work with, he owned a vintage toy shop.
Okay.
And he set up a track, and he was running 6 cars at once on it.
Okay.
Yeah. And it started out as he was doing it for like a Thanksgiving Black Friday kind of deal, and it was free to enter, and you could whoever won like a discount, and then it turned into everybody kind of liked it, so he decided to give it a try as an actual.
So how was he doing it? Where you got into it? Was like you sponsor deal or sponsor a car?
He had to
or something, buy into it.
I think it was like I think it was $5, and I ended up
okay.
He he didn't quite get enough to run the whole thing, so I ended up like there's a few of us that ended up buying in twice.
Okay.
So that we could fill out the brackets. But you got 6 cars, and then your 6 cars raced each other, so it was down to 1, and then your 1 would start racing against the other cars.
Okay.
The Thanksgiving one was a little bit different because I can't remember if you might have got like 3 cars, and then he had them in different heats, so so you may have lost in one heat, but the next heat you might win because you had a
Okay.
different car in it.
I'm surprised that he couldn't get enough
I don't know. I thought it was
buy-in,
kind of
I
interesting.
guess.
Well, I guess I wasn't completely, but it was like he had enough that there was only a few spots left. The rest, the rest of us are like, well, this is fun enough. Let's just go ahead and buy 2.
Yeah, that's cheap enough. But
So
I'm wondering if he yeah, I'm sure he's a watcher of 3D Bot Maker. That's, I mean, not the first channel to do it, but that's probably the
I would
channel. Uh,
yeah, I would assume so.
I There's some
He
high
never
quality ones out
never said
there,
or anything,
but that's the one I think most people got hooked into. Maybe. I mean, honestly, talking about it, I found it through. I've been long time subscriber and long time watcher of it's Gel's marble runs, and
yeah,
he
I've watched those 2
yeah.
before.
Well, I mean, this goes back almost in back maybe about 4 years or more. Well, probably about four
Yep.
years. In his sand marble rally, and then he came out with the Marble Olympics, and then just kind of kept growing and growing and growing from there. And then this 3D, well, and I know there were some other diecast racing channels, but not to the level that 3D Bot Maker did when he built kind of his first track, and then his second track where he really just went all out and basically made miniature models to make it look as realistic as feasible with Hot Wheels and Matchbox style cars that aren't always the most realistic anyway. But and then of course I think people uh, it inspired him to keep going and circling back around. That's where the Micro Machine thing, because there is, I should say, and give a little credit there. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called like Rust Belt Racing or something. Has some Micro Machine racing, but it's kind of just, it's not really just drag racing. It kind of just is a little S turn, very short, nothing too fancy, but I guess I wanted to try to make, and I think I reasonably succeeded at that, but make a Micro Machine track that or a diorama that generally to scale in Micro Machine scale, which of course is pretty small. And my mine was inspired by like the road up to Mount Evans or Pikes Peak or something. So it had snow on top, and then down, then where it ended is down in the valley where it's warm again. So above tree line, and then it comes down, and that's just. But I literally built that thing nearly completely out of trash, as in leftover just packaging material and model making material that I had left over. The only thing I actually bought for it was well, the parts of the mechanism to make the uphill portion, the chain, but everything else, all that foam, all that was just leftover stuff I had laying around, rocks and decorative rocks and the pond and the river and all that stuff that was left over, like resin and stuff I had from pouring other things. And the base was made out of old plywood that was rotting away. I mean, that's a thing. It just literally I just built it from trash. I mean, so uh, and actually, I can if I can do this real quick. Maybe we can bring up my channel. That just for those people that are not familiar. Get going. Find it because one of them I did live stream the build, so you can watch that archive. Actually, let's. Let me see if I can get this up and running. AI.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Pop that window out. We're doing this on the fly here, so bear with me. Aha, there it is. Perfect. Okay, that's gonna cover my face. That don't matter. Okay, live here. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just turn the sound off. But yeah, what we're watching here is yeah, this is one of the cars that ran reasonably well. It's a obviously it's a Plymouth Barracuda, and I got it running really good. Actually, you can see over there in the recommended there's 3D Bot Maker's one of his latest races. Oh, he just uploaded, looked like. Anyway, and then I'm live there too. But yeah, see, and then, oh, there's my son. He was we're doing testing here, and he kept spinning out on the ice. We're pretending. um, but yeah, that plastic chain and some of the gears and the motor, and then and the magnets, the neodymium magnets. He spun out in the top corner. That was the thing. Most of them run well and just spin out in the corner. I think I got a different video that actually run it well. But of course, you can see all the junk and everything. Again, it was just a proof of concept here, trying to get it to go the way it's supposed to. Yeah, see, it was really spotty there. He almost even drove off the track there. Let's go back here. And then this one. Okay, yeah, and then the Lamborghini worked the best, like it could go. Okay, not from the start there, but once you got it going, it could go about 5, 6, 7 times, and then that just some variable would kick it out of the loop, but you could let it go uh, many a times by itself, and it would make it clear down there, and the magnet would pick it up. Go. So anyway, that's kind of like about all there is to it, but well, we'll call that good enough. uh, but yeah, I didn't intend to keep it around that long because I didn't really have a good place to put it, and I wasn't going to go to all the effort that some of these other channels go to do that. So, okay, going back to that little local shop, is that like a hobby shop or something, or how? I mean, obviously the idea is
No, and I don't even think it's open anymore. I think he does what he calls garage sales out of his house. I don't think the actual shop is open anymore.
oh, okay. What was it? So
But
it was a so it's drag, basically like drag racing, right? Or what? Or did it have?
this was, yes.
Okay, not a road. I guess kind of a road course or anything.
Yeah, no.
Okay. It's kind of funny though that there isn't some more of that kind of thing just popping up, um, or someone that's into it build somewhat of a foldable modular and then go to, I mean, and go, like go to a county fair type thing and do it more
Yeah.
like exhibition. I mean, do it like this guy was doing. Okay, buy in for $5 and there's a prize. See if your car makes it across the um across the brackets or whatever. But seems like that'd be something that like I'm thinking county fair type thing or a toy show or something like that could bring in some entertainment. God, you know what? I could see that
Yeah.
at like in the bigger towns, certain like bars that have the space kind of do that. Don't you think? Like
Yeah. Yep. It'd be
it.
real easy to do. The only hard part, and I guess like a bar it wouldn't matter so much, but the only hard part is like eventually the Hot Wheel would be spent,
Well,
so to
yeah,
speak.
you'd have to get somebody who wanted to, but to kind of maintain the cars and then build other customs and things, or do the customizing. But I could also see, um, like at a bar or something like that, or a venue, um, having a regular venue somewhere, where, I mean, obviously then you get into kind of like a sanctioning body and tech inspection, but people could bring their own cars. So, um, modifieds and stocks and things of that nature, might would be kind of a thing, because that's what these channels, they send them in. Well, most of these channels get more cars than they know what to, especially the bigger ones get more cars than they know what to do with. I think, but and you know what? I'm probably not telling anybody they didn't already know that probably little localized places that do that kind of stuff. But I could see that being kind of a draw in certain areas. I think especially like the county fair deal. If you made up a
Yeah.
kind of like Pinewood Derby, sort of, only like I said, Hot Wheels cars in a way. Actually, I'm really surprised that if there isn't already, that there isn't more, that we haven't heard about it through some of these larger channels. Um, some kind of organization that crowd up. It'd be mostly volunteer, but something that you know makes a kind of a national, I don't know what you call it, circuit or something. I mean, I think that's sort of the idea with people sending in cars, but where people could actually go and actually spectate this if they wanted to. That'd be kind of crazy. It's like you'd have bleachers and everything just to watch a TV. But be kind of neat to. But the thing is, it'd probably be pretty neat to actually watch some of this in person. And if it was, oh, I'm thinking certain venues, if, like I said, if there was enough money making sponsors, all that kind of stuff, for a draw, the outfit could have a track and make depends on the facility, but if you think of like a lot of these like fun center type places, they generally got high ceilings. God, you could have a long course, and even some of these YouTube channels, that are like obviously in their basements somewhere or garage. Um, just one that I think's overseas in Europe somewhere. Um, the race is it's long. It isn't just like three switchbacks. It snakes around and has a jump or two, and it's kind of like a more almost realistic, somewhat realistic rally type course. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's just not enough people into it, and it's all old guys, so maybe there's no money in it. Kind of like model trains. It's either really little kids or old retirees. I guess into it probably. But
Yeah.
we watch it. My son likes it, and like I said, we usually watch if there is one to watch. We usually watch that after your streams. if we aren't heading outside or into the garage to do like I
Yeah.
was this weekend working on the car. So, but uh, oh, speaking of your games and your sim, uh, is there an auto mechanic simulator or something like that?
It's called My Summer Car.
My summer car.
I think that yeah, I think that's what it's called. Yes, there is
Okay,
one that's called
my
My
summer
Summer
car
Car.
survival game.
And
I'm gonna have to look
I
this up.
think that you build and then you build it and then
I'm
and then
just
you have to drive it.
googling it.
And I hear the driving part of it is very not very good.
Oh well, okay. Yeah, this looks almost like I hate to say it, almost like a PS2 level game. Like, just, huh.
Well, and supposedly I just heard that they're coming out with another one called My Winter Car.
Hmm.
It's a sequel.
Oh, yeah, there it is. My winter car. Huh. YouTube. I see it's got a 9 out of a 10 out of 30,000 reviews on Steam. $15 game. Let's read the wiki. Like it's PC only.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Hmm.
I heard it. I heard about it. I heard about these through my the PC streamers I watch
Okay.
on YouTube.
Uh, See, now this is why I haven't gotten into it, because it's like I'd be like, oh, I gotta try that. That sounds goofy, game like that. Let's see, Mechanic Simulator. Oh, there is Mechanic Simulator 2021. Well, that looks just like your farm sim, at least style wise. Huh. Oh, I don't know how much I'd like to play.
Yeah.
Huh. Guess I don't have time enough to do this hardly. Then, but that's it. That's interesting. Like I said, I still better download the game sometime, so we could at least try the multiplayer one.
Well, if you wait long enough, because they've already announced the next version, so if you wait long enough, um,
Well, I got to learn the
either
controls
we're
and
gonna find
and
out
the
what the
and all the
well,
aspects around it or whatever.
well, if we find out that the new one cross platforms, which I'm not holding my breath, then we definitely all need to get it. But if it doesn't, then the old one will be a little bit cheaper, so
Yeah.
should go on sale. Should be even cheaper than what it is now.
Yeah. Well,
So there would be the
that'd be the time to do it, I suppose.
yeah.
That's the thing these days. If you can think it, there's just about a game or a sim game for it.
Well, and like the farm one, that actually started in like I think 2008.
Oh
It
no,
was
I know
PC
that goes
only
way
back
back.
then,
To
though.
tell you the truth, actually, um, and oh, I probably threw it away. I probably should have saved it. It was a John Deere branded game. That's maybe why I got it because I think it actually I might have gotten that for free when like old McClimate's closed, whatever. It was like a promo. It was a promotional thing, and it was but it was John Deere branded, officially licensed uh game, and that would have been back. It was a PC game. I'm gonna have to Google this, but it was like 2004, 2005, 6. Uh, oh yeah, that is John Deere American Farmer PC game. Yeah, I think this is it. Let me see. And anyway, yeah, that's what it was called, American Farmer. Yeah, um, John Deere Farmer. Downloadable free, but granted, this was a long time ago. Release date 2006. Okay, that sounds about right. I had the box and everything, and I think I got rid of it. It's probably not worth anything, but I remember playing it, and the only thing is it just wasn't quite real enough as I guess I didn't. It wasn't all about the graphics, but it was kind of like with watching your stream and stuff. Like you actually have to like drive the field correctly. Like this one, not so much. um,
Oh,
and then of course it didn't have the level of detail that you can get down in the farm sims. But that was 2006, real rudimentary. But
back then everybody would have been sim farming.
well, that's it. Is this probably was a ripoff? Again, I think I got it purely because it was I got it for free, but um, probably from when McClimate's closed or gonna close that dealership had it. Yeah, yeah, I think I threw it away because. Well, and the other thing is it didn't run real well, and I had a decent computer too. Um, it was kind of buggy. Oh, this one says 2004, so
Oops.
yeah. Anyway, it probably partially because it was John Deere branded, so it was kind of just probably shovelware, for John Deere to make a little bit of money.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I even heard that there was such thing as Farm Simulator. So I didn't know it started in 2008, but I knew when I heard about Farming Simulator, they were
I think
probably in
it's
like their fourth or
2000.
fifth iteration by the time I found about out the actual series you play, which boggled my mind. Then it was like, really, this is like a big deal. But it is. I can see why. It looks
Well, it
fun.
is, it is, and it is, and it isn't. it is a big deal for the people that really like to play it. It isn't a big deal to the people that just don't want to
Well, it's
play those
kind of
kind of games.
well, it's kind of like The Sims, the actual real Sims. That's been around since the late '80s, I believe. Yeah. With I forget the actual history, but the very, very, very first Sim City, I think it was a DOS based game. Anyway, uh, people way into that, and there's so many iterations and add-on packs. I mean, it's like you bought the original game for $60, and then every $10 pack, it's like there's been probably $500 worth of add-ons. If you're going to buy every single thing, and they keep milking that. But like I said, it looks kind of fun. I
Yeah.
mean, for the gameplay, so that's why I can see how this has garnered almost like that. I would say more like a cult following with it. It's like once you're in it, it's like, well, you may not buy every pack, but you know, there's going to be a couple that
No,
you're going to definitely buy.
yep, you definitely don't, but you also you never really get away from the game. You may quit it for a few months, but then you're back into
Right.
it or whatever.
Guess that's what I'm
For me,
kind
I
of
don't.
meant.
Well, and for me, it kind of fills a different kind of role than maybe other people, because I actually kind of miss discing and stuff. So
Well,
for
yeah.
me, it's like a way to go back and actually go farm a little bit without actually having to be a poor farmer.
Well, right. Well, and yeah, leverage leverage everything. Hang on here.
Oh, you can still leverage the farm. You can still leverage everything, but at the same time, with that game, that's it. There is no really losing. I mean, yeah, you can go in the hole, but that just means that you basically can't do anything.
Right.
Um,
Well,
you
that's the thing that I'd
but
have a trouble with. Here, I'm gonna show you this. This is the one I this is the one I had. I had the box and everything. For those out there, grow your future in America's heartland. Create and manage your own successful farm with John Deere's American Farmer. You decide which crop plant, livestock raise, employees hire. So I mean, it was kind of basic. Actually, that's the thing, is it was almost a little somewhat too basic. But yeah, that was the box. I kind of wish I would have kept it, just because I mean, even though not like worth anything, just because I guess it's kind of odd. It looks like they kind of made a few iterations of it. That's the thing. As I remembered, it was very buggy. There was certain, I don't know, if it really had maps that I remember, but certain, maybe it was scenarios or something that that just it crashed a lot, and that's part of why I didn't play it too much. Just, and maybe my hardware just wasn't. I mean, it was good enough, but just the way the game was coded, it was probably coded for older hardware and my right codecs or something. I think that's less of a problem these days, but still probably a little bit of a problem.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know gaming PCs and us like uh, they well, I mean, computers in general, they update so fast.
Well, yeah, and I
And the
don't.
same it's the same with it's the same with gaming PCs, because you need faster and faster game cards and monitor setups, and
Well, and that's the thing. It's hard to code a
mostly it's
game,
your video card.
right? And it's hard to code a game that's gonna that they can guarantee works on every single person's setup, you know. And I
Yeah.
think that was my trouble, because the time before I started, customizing and kind of building my own rigs, I had a off the shelf, but it was a because doing wanted to edit my videos, and this is even before YouTube. Um, I had it was a Sony Vaio, which were those were the Cadillac of off the shelf, consumer grade PCs. And it had a because it had a as an off the shelf PC, it had a dedicated graphics card, which most at the time didn't, unless you built your own PCs. Which at the time, like I said, I didn't. I didn't know enough, and so I thought this is what I needed. But it had its own dedicated video card, and then it was not water cooled, but it wasn't. It had heat pipes and stuff, which is still kind of a new thing. Not so much in like the whole enthusiast, but that wasn't a thing you got on like pre-built. Um, and then it had a pretty fast. At the time, it was you know like Pentium 4, and it was like a uh 3.5 gigahertz, something like that. It was pretty fast. Time for the time. Like I said, it wasn't the best chip you could ever get, but mostly it had the ATI. Well, before it was AMD bottom. It had the ATI. I forget the number of card, but it had a TV tuner card in it, which I needed to capture my analog video and everything, because there wasn't really. Now it's easier. There's USB devices and stuff, but USB wasn't fast enough yet. Had to use FireWire, and that's what I use with my mini DV and everything. So anyway, long story short, uh, it wasn't a cheap computer. It wasn't a slow computer by any stretch of the imaginations, but it had probably, in a way, a graphics card that didn't play nicely with the game, because it probably was designed to be running on lower spec machines that didn't have dedicated graphics and stuff. Is probably why it didn't run very good, because it was probably trying to all run on the CPU and not even use the GPU, because most people didn't have a graphics card that were probably be running this game, so it wasn't optimized for it. But like nowadays, I think they have some of that kind of stuff a little more run out. Oh, got another viewer over on YouTube. Oh, hey, thanks for joining in. We're kind of running towards the end of this stream here, but we're just talking gaming, auto mechanics, a little bit of micro machines and die-cast racing, Hot Wheels. Kind of used a lot of the runway tonight, I think, a little bit. Kind of running out of that's kind of all I was going to talk about, kind of the cars and how what I'm working on, but yeah, this was actually kind of fun. But our time's about up. It's about an hour. That's about how long we go on these things. And and got another one in on YouTube. Maybe we need to do these later, I guess. More people have more
I don't
time
know
later.
if I could.
Well, see,
I
that's the
don't
thing. I
know
don't
if I
know.
could
I
do
could
them any later.
stay up that long. But hi,
You'd
Brian.
you'd we'd have to like record them, and then you'd just have to stream them
Well,
later.
yeah, and we kind of started doing that, but I like kind of doing these live, throwing them out there like this. It's a lot easy. Actually, it's a lot easier from my perspective, because then YouTube does all the encoding and everything, and I like the live real time interaction we can get from folks
Yeah,
when they're in
I
there.
do too.
Yeah, I mean that's why I like to do it. I'd like to do. I almost thought about setting up my cameras and live streaming, working on my car. The thing is it's tough to do that. Get good camera angles, so you're just not seeing my back, and then of course I can't keep up with the chat, and then it makes it hard to just work on anything, because I can't concentrate, because you're sort of trying to, if somebody's in the audience watching. um but When I set up to do like my carburetor videos and the motorcycle ones, those are a little bit different. I do have my Buell. I've been actually I have all the parts, and I could have it back going, but I've been waiting to when I can actually set it up and stream. I want to stream that, but it's more about I'd have to do it late night, and I just got to get up the motivation to do it. These little chatting sessions we do are fun because it's all off the cuff mostly. Sometimes we get into some good topics, I think, and some good dialogue, good banter. So started out talking about streaming. I guess we're ending on talking about streaming. So I'm glad you picked up on Streamlabs.
Kind of.
You might have to teach me a few things or two when we get together. When we get together later on this month and do a stream together. Maybe you can show me some few things. Maybe I should be using Streamlabs rather than just the standard OBS for some things. I don't know. We'll see. But that's about all I had. I guess gonna kind of cut her off here so we can. Now I got a few other things to do, and then better get to bed. I gotta go do the 9 to 5 thing. We both do.
Yeah, me too.
So anyway, and we gotta get Derek on sometime. Get that planned out sometime. I need to get.
Yeah, that might have to. Contact. That might have to be like the way things are going. That might have to actually be like a special weekend edition or something.
Yeah. Like I said, we could do it anytime. We'll have to promote it out there because guy we're talking about's got some interesting stories and interesting projects he's working on. I think it might be fun. Be like old times, doing it virtually, kind of though. So. Alrighty, well, I think we're going to pack it in, and thanks for watching. And if you're watching this archived, I don't know, I don't have a keyword this week. Can you think of one?
I just say streams.
Streams. Okay, maybe. Put that in the comments wherever the heck you're watching this. Either it's on Facebook or it's on Twitch or YouTube here. Put streams in the comment, then I know you made it clear to the end here. So like and subscribe, hit them notifications, ring that bell, all that good YouTuber stuff that I don't do very well to get people to watch these. So all right, well we'll catch you next week, I guess. All right.